Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, presented by Whiskey Wear Apparel, along with Chuck Davison and Doc Lang. I'm Lyle Stokes, and welcome to the show. We're running a few minutes behind. We have a little difficulty with the camera with George, but we're going to have him on the show and get things going and talk about fishing the Mississippi River Monsters Tournament next weekend. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get to Memphis. I've never been there before, so I'm pretty glad that you're going to be in the boat with us, Doc, because I know you've been down there before.
Yeah, I like that area down there. I like it.
It's big and wide, and a guy told me the other day that they found a spot not too long back, had 130-some foot of water in it. I've never seen a 130-foot deep hole of water.
Well, I did at Wheeler, but I've never seen it on the river.
That is a heck of a hole of water. 130 foot. Chuck, how you going to deal with that, buddy?
I don't know, man. I'll find a way.
Can you got enough line on them reels to reach the bottom?
Oh yeah, I got plenty.
Doc, when you're fishing that deep of water, does it take any special weight or anything to get down there, or do you actually fish that deep?
No. Well, the very first time at Wheeler that I fished there, we were marking fish, and there was like 98 feet, and the water was 101, and we dropped them down. It just, they just, I run with 8-ounce weights when I'm dead sticking, and the thing of it was, we had 6 lines out, and we hung a trot line that was down there, and it had every pole hung up on it. So.
Oh man, there ain't nothing worse than that in the whole world.
Yeah, and you're sitting there trying to get them to bust free in that trot line, just sitting there. I looked on the electronics and I said, "Oh man, look at there! There's a trot line," and it marked it perfect going across on the screen. And then you pull it up and then you see the other 5 lines that were hung on it. So.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
No. So that was after that I said, I'm not fishing this again, man. Because you're half of your line's going, and we're sitting there trying to pull them up, and I run with mono anyway, and that made it even worse.
Oh yeah, because you got all that stretch.
Yeah.
We won't have that problem, will we, Chuck? We'll be having that braid on there. There won't be no stretch. Something's gonna have to give.
Yeah, I may switch before then. I don't know. I'm in a controversy right now, so I got my mind to make up, man.
Well, I'll tell you guys something. I have, let's see, I'm looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 rods that's sitting against the garage door, 13 rods sitting over there, and I'm trying to decide how many and which ones to take, and I think I'm just going to take them all, and day by day I'll choose what I want to use.
Make sure you put me that bumping rod in there.
Oh, buddy, it's laid out ready to go, man.
All right, because I've got braid on both my rods. I'm bringing the one bumping rod that you built me years ago, and then I'm going to put a reel on that other bumping rod.
I'm excited about going down there. I've never been out there, and I think before we get carried away too much, we need to get George on in here and get picking his brain a little bit. How you doing tonight, George Young Jr.?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. If we can get this computer up and running, we'd be doing a lot better, but it is what it is.
That's exactly right. We'll get along with it and go for what we got. Next time we'll be a little bit more prepared. But I'm telling you, we're all excited about getting to Memphis. I can't wait to get there. I've never fished that area, and I've been over the river down there a couple of times, on the bridges and stuff, and I have absolutely wore out my computer late at night from midnight till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning looking at Navionics and what's that other thing we look at, Chuck?
Google Earth.
Google Earth and all them things, and I don't guess I'll ever remember all them dikes and all that stuff, but as of right now, I got a pretty good idea what I like and what I'm seeing. That is a huge area down there, and it's really wide and deep. And how swift is the current right now, George?
It's about 3 to 3.5 out in the main channel. Right now, that's about what it averages, at this time of year.
Okay.
You might see some more in some places, but right out in the main tail.
I noticed that the river's going to stop dropping. That ought to help the fish bite somewhat, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, as long as it don't, we don't want a hard rise or a hard fall. We don't want either way as long as it's slow or steady. Usually, get some pretty good fishing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping that's exactly what we have. So we'll see how it goes. Well, listen, I'm going to let Chuck have a hold of you, and he can go on with some questions, and we'll try to get everybody's stuff answered as it comes in, and go from there.
All right, and I got my wife working diligently on this computer, so we're doing our best on there.
Women and kids can do wonderful things with computers. She's liable to have you up and going in no time.
I hope so.
There you go, Chuck.
All right, George. You said this time of the year is about the mildest time for the mighty Mississippi. Is everything looking good for us guys with these little boats?
Yeah, it's hard to predict that river even 2 weeks out. It's hard to know if things can change in a week, but I don't see us having anything over an 8-foot river, and I don't see us having anything lower than a 2-foot river. I'm hoping, for a 6 or 7-foot river, and that's fine with just about any size boat as long as you respect the river. It don't really matter sometimes what size the boat is. It's just the guy operating it, respect it and use common sense out there.
Exactly. That's great. For us guys that have never fished a river, that wild and with that type of current, what kind of fishing's out there that you recommend for us guys that can't get out there in the big heavy current and fish? Is the wing dike fishing and all that stuff, is that some pretty good fishing and around the granaries and stuff?
Oh yeah, I very seldom, I've got a 24-foot boat, and I very seldom fish out in the wild of the river. I'm always looking for 2 mile an hour down to 1 mile an hour current. And there's a lot of that speed current on that river. Behind the dike, outside, lower end of the sandbars, any kind of point coming out in the river that's breaking the current. I usually, judge and, find my lower current speed by just looking at the river and the way the current hits the bank and the hard current, across to the other side. I'll get below that, and normally you'll have lower current. And, that's where I normally fish. Very seldom, like I say, will I get out. I've got the biggest boat, about as big as you can get for that fishing, and I don't take it out in the main, current, the river channel and fish. There's just all kind of places you can get where you've got, lots of lower current, and, that's where most guys fish.
Okay. What about the bait situation? If we want fresh bait out of the river, what do you suggest? If we want to try it, is Asian carp in there pretty good and stuff like that?
Yeah, the Asian carp, to me, most guys will be using skipjack, and that's going to be hard to get out of the Mississippi. They're just not in there like they used to be. But the Asian carp are thick in there, and there was some studies done in the last 2 years on that river, and they have determined that the brook cat's main diet is the Asian carp. So I would say the Asian carp is as good or better than any bait on the river.
Is there any good places where you can just go up in there and rev your motor and they'll jump in the boat, or you got to go after them with a net, or how is it around in there? I've never been around.
Up in the Mud Island Harbor, there where we'll be doing the boat launch and stuff. Up in that harbor, you get all the Asian carp you want. Just run to the back of it, and just like anywhere else, you get the shallows, and they'll go to something. And there's some other places down the river that you come into the river, and you can go up into it. It's basically, like anywhere
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to try them out. I heard it's a really good bait in those rivers that that they've been running in, and the catfish are really loving them. So, I'm hoping to bring me some pretty good fresh skipjack, within at least a few days old, and then, try some Asian carp and some other natural fish out of the Mississippi River.
Everybody, wants that fresh bait. In my experience on that river, you don't have to have fresh bait. I would say I do 90% of my fishing with frozen bait because I just can't get, fresh bait that readily. It's just not easy to get. And, on that Mississippi River, I just don't personally believe that it makes that different. Guys are already to that point. It's my belief. I use frozen bait all the time, and I can't really tell a difference. So I don't want guys stressing out too much because they don't get fresh bait and have to use frozen bait because 90% of the fishing done at Memphis is done with frozen bait.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to be fresh bait for me because I've ran totally out this weekend. So I'm going to have to go get some pretty fresh anyway just to get by. It's getting pretty hard to get around here right now. About the last hour of the day on the up in the Tennessee River, some guys are going and can't even get enough to fish with. So you never know when they're going to be there and when they're not. So hopefully we can get what we need next week.
Right, it's always the best, get those bait. I know Carl Morris is taking orders on bait for the tournament. I think he's booked all out on bread. I'm not 100% sure, but I would think he would still have frozen bait. That's what I've been using all summer is just frozen bait. And I'm telling you, when you take it out of those packs, I can't tell it from the bread just by looking at it. They do a wonderful job packaging this bait.
Yeah, I got that the stretch film at work like you showed that you use, and I made me a nice little wrapping rig, and we had a bunch of old shrink wrap that we didn't use anymore for the pallets, and I've been using it, and it does a really good job wrapping those skipjack.
Yeah, that wrap, when you wrap that skipjack in that, I mean, there's zero air. There's no way to trap air in that process.
Right. All right. I'm gonna pass you on the Doc. I know Doc's got plenty for you, and I don't want to take any of his questions because I usually go before him, and he don't have anything to ask when I get through. So here's Doc. It's been great talking to you, George.
You too, Chuck. Can't wait to see you next week, buddy.
All right, man.
Hey, George. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good. Okay, so we're going to launch out. Is everybody launching out of Mud Island for the tournament? What's going on there?
Okay, well, in the beginning, we put our ultimate goal was to put everybody on 3 ramps there locally. About a month ago, looking out at the river forecast, we were thinking that we were going to get down around a 0 river. Well, when you get down to a 0, there's only 1 ramp left to use.
Right.
So I had put in the action plan there to put everybody off of that 1 ramp, and I've got that action plan in place. And I've sent out the rules and the package I've sent out that's subject to change because we just can't predict that river, to be 100%. What I would like to do to speed up the boat launch process is if we have a high enough river where we can use one of the other ramps, I would like to split the guys up.
Right.
If we can't do that, I've got a good action plan in place to put everybody off of 1 ramp. And what will determine this is, the day before the tournament, I'll make the call on it. At the captain's meeting that night, I'll make the final call, to tell everybody how it will be set up.
Okay.
I don't want to put anything in stone when you're dealing with the Mississippi River.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good. And then after we're done fishing, then we just put our boats on the trailer and then we go over to the pyramid.
a.m. that morning.
Okay.
We're gonna do our very best. Everybody in the water by 6:30 a.m. It's three and a half hours to launch. Once you put your boat in the water, whether you put it in at 3 a.m., whether you put it in at 4 a.m., whatever time you put it in the water, when you put your boat in the water, you are free to leave, you are free to sit in the harbor, you are free to tie your boat to the bank and go to the truck and go to sleep. I don't care what you do, you're free to go. Once we put your boat in the water, you're free to go. But you can't start fishing until 7 a.m. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Start fishing at 7 a.m. Fish until 3 p.m. You must be back to the ramp you launched out of, whether we use one or whether we use two. Whichever one you launch from, you must be back inside of that ramp at 4 p.m.
Gotcha.
Once you get back to that ramp, we will have guys down on the bank, the dock, whatever. We'll have a ticket system where you pull up, we sign your card saying you were in on time and you're good to weigh. Once we do that, we're going to be loading boats onto the trailers. We're going to send 20 to 25 boats at a time over to the pyramid, the weigh-in. We're not going to just put 100 boats in line waiting to weigh their fish. We're going to let the guys keep their fish in the water as long as possible. Because we want to protect these fish as good as we can.
George, can you speak up just a little bit?
Okay. I'm pretty much yelling. Am I having difficulties?
We're just having trouble picking you up a little bit.
Yeah, just having a little trouble picking you up. I've got the phone right next to the mic right now.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start loading those boats. Once you come in, we check you in. We're gonna start loading boats onto the trailers. We're gonna send 20 to 25 at a time over to the pyramid, to weigh their fish. We're going to be communicating back and forth with the pyramid. Once they get through 10, 12 boats, they're going to say, send us some more. So we're going to send another group over. We want to do that because we want you guys to be able to leave your fish in your live well in the water as long as possible. We don't want 100 boats come out of the water and sitting in line trying to keep your fish alive, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Now, another process that we will do as you load your boat on the trailer and get ready to go to the pyramid, we will check your fish right there. Make sure they're alive. Make sure they're the right length. Once we check your boat, send you over to the weigh-in, you are good to go. Nobody else will check your fish once you get over there. If you have a fish die because of our negligence to get you through it in a timely manner, it's not your fault. Once we check those fish, they're alive. You pull your boat out of the water on the trailer, they're alive. You're good to weigh. Well, we can't, if something happens to your fish in the weigh-in line, we're not going to punish you for that. And I think that's a good thing. I've had a lot of guys want to do it that way. That seems like that will be fair to everybody. Because I know guys will do everything in their power to keep your fish alive. I know the guys care about these big catfish.
Oh,
Nobody's going to be, wanting dead fish. So I think that's a good process. We'll check them as they come out of the water for the length. Make sure you don't have anything over, 2 over 34. We'll make sure they're all good and alive. We'll say, okay, you're good to go weigh. And after we sign that, we still want you to take care of your fish, but, if something happens, we're not going to hold you responsible for it.
Right. Sounds great.
Dealing with this many boats, they're just a process all got to, go by and do it one way, and that's the only way I can come up with. So, I think that'll be fair, and I think everybody will go along with that. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the water temperature like? That's going to have a lot to do with it. Is it
right now? As of this weekend, we fished the tournament this weekend. The water temperature was 81 degrees.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's good, man. That's good. Yes.
And it'll probably drop a few more degrees between now and then. I think we're going to have a little bit of a cool down in the next couple of weeks. So I don't see the water temperature rise.
Yeah, well, we just got 12 inches up here in Ohio, so it's coming that way. So that's definitely going to cool it down some.
Right, and then Bob, we'll also have once you get over to the pyramid in the weigh-in line, we're going to have Tennessee Wildlife Commission over there. We're going to have the people from Fish Life over there. We're going to have a group of guys that actually take care of the fish in the basketball pyramid, that take care of those fish in those aquariums. They're going to be out there helping us take care of these fish. And we will actually have a guy going down the weigh-in line to each boat, asking you, is your fish okay? Do they need some oxygen? We're going to have a portable oxygen tank. We need to drop a rock in them, give them a shot of oxygen. Do we need to put some chemical in? We're going to do everything in our power to put every fish back in that river alive.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, it sounds like you got it all together. It's going to take a ton of people, and I know you're the guy to do it. So.
Well, it's this is our first event, and I've stayed up many a night trying to get this thing in place and get it where to run smoothly. I know there's going to be a bump here and there. Hopefully there won't be too many, but you guys just bear with us, work with us, and
Sure.
we'll put on a great tournament.
Yeah. There's always growing pains anytime you're doing something like this. So after the fish are weighed, is somebody taking them to the river? You got somebody running them to the river?
The Tennessee Wildlife Commission are going to have 6 trucks with tanks, and we actually got holding tanks there to stage.
Oh, okay.
We're going to put the bigger fish in those holding tanks, and any fish that they can't accommodate in their trucks, they're going to take all they can take in their trucks, and then they'll come back. But if we get overwhelmed, we have holding tanks to put them in until they can get back to get the fish, to keep transporting them over to the river. And we're going to put them right back into the river, into the current. They've actually got 3 pontoon boats set up over in the river where they're going to take those fish and take them back out into the current, put them right back into the main channel of the river, and that's where they have the best opportunity to survive.
Gotcha. Good deal.
And like I say, we've got it all set up. It's going to take a ton of teamwork to make it all work, but we're going to do it no matter what it takes.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm excited. I know Lyle's excited.
That's enough.
And Chuck's excited. But all 3 of us are going to be on the boat one day, so we're looking forward to it.
Well, I can't wait, get everybody over there and see everybody and just bringing this many catfish together. I think it's just awesome. Whether it be my tournament, whether it be Aaron's tournament, whether it be the Catfish Conference, anytime you can bring this many catfishermen together in one place, that's just awesome. Getting our sport to the next level.
Yeah. Well, I applaud you, George. I know it's going to be a lot of work and going to be a lot of nerves, but I wish you well. I know you're going to do a great job, and I really appreciate what you've done for the sport.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm not going to say that it's easy, because it ain't. It has tested my nerves, but you're dealing with this much, you can't expect any less. But we're going to do our very best, and I want every person that comes there that day. I want every person to leave happy, and they had a good time. That's my ultimate goal. If you've ever fished back in that river live and ever participated, happy.
Well, I'm sure that will happen. So, good deal, George. That's about all I got.
Hey, George, are you going to have someone live streaming the weigh-in so the guys that's keeping their fish alive out in the river can watch it as it unfolds, and the people at home that wasn't fortunate enough to go be able to watch it live?
Yes, we are going to have a person at the weigh-in live streaming. I don't know if we'll have it live streaming other locations, but we will have a person in place live streaming the weigh-in. If I can get some volunteers, I may, have them live streaming other places where they can, click around and see different stuff going on.
Okay, do you have a website or a certain place that that this is going to be seen on?
We're just going to do it through Facebook.
Okay.
It'll probably be done through the Mississippi River Monster page. That's just the easiest way to do it these days. They've got it so easy on Facebook to live stream on there now. Just a click of a button, and it's free other than some data use. So that's where it'll probably live stream through our Mississippi River Monster page.
Oh, that'll be great. Then everybody will be able to watch it unfold as it happens. All right, I appreciate it. All right, Doc, I'm sorry for stealing it from you, but.
Oh no, that's fine. That's I had people ask me, how they're going to run that many boats through, and that's a good deal that George has got going there.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's going to be trial and error on it, some, I'm sure, but I think we've got it in place to make it work. Like I said, if there's a bump in the road on it, it won't shock me, but I think we can overcome it and, keep them rolling, and that's the main thing.
Right. Sounds good, George. Thanks.
Yes, sir, Doc.
Well, George, you and I have talked quite a bit, several different times, and you and Leslie and everybody involved have put in a ton of work on this thing. And this is you guys' first tournament. And people have to understand that it takes a lot of patience, a lot of work to put these on. And once you get the first one done and down, from that point on, it's going to get easier and better, and things will just improve all the way around.
Yeah, it's no doubt about it. It's been a challenge for sure. I've been lucky and had some good people helping me. I had some good advice. Might not all be the perfect right advice, but it's advice I've got, so that's what I go on.
Right.
And this is our first event. I think that at this point, if we didn't draw another boat, I think we have accomplished a great feat. At 162 boats entered at this point. Like I say, will there be bumps in the road? Absolutely. Will we overcome them? Absolutely.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Year two, at the end of this thing, we're gonna mail out a form to everyone. We're gonna take suggestions, what they like, what they didn't like. We're gonna listen to the fishermen. We'll put all that together and we'll put it in place for year two. We'll make what changes we think needs to be made, and keep some of the stuff that went good the same. And we're not hard headed, and we're not just sitting there saying we're going to do it one way and our way. It's just the only way we know this year. So
right.
It's going to be a growing deal, and hopefully year two will be bigger and better and. Let's get year one out of the way first.
That's exactly right. I had some questions that people had sent me the last few days, and one Neil Craig would like to know what is the exact address for the boat ramp, because a lot of people are going to use their GPSs either on their phone or in their vehicles to get there.
Well, I can't answer that because I don't know the exact address. I can get that, and I can definitely get that posted out on our website. I can tell you the boat ramp we have in place now, and we're hoping we can add a second boat ramp. The boat ramp we have in place right now is the Mud Island boat ramp
Okay.
That's all. I mean, I don't know the exact address, and I apologize for that.
Well, you know, if you get that, you can post it on Catfish Weekly, and these guys can pick it up. But I've been studying, like I said, I've been studying these maps and stuff, and it looks to me like it's very easy to find.
Yeah, it's no hard at all.
It's not that hard, you know, to find. You know, the Mud Island River Park there. Just once you go into it, you're pretty much there. I mean, there's really no way to get lost once you're in on the island.
Right.
You can either go, you know, you can go south on the island to go down to the main gate to the entrance, and that's the ramp. That's the main ramp we use.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the north end of the island, that is a public ramp up there on the north end of the island. It's north of the I-70 bridge. I mean, if you Google and look, it's the only ramp there. Anybody can go in there and use that ramp anytime. And that's the second ramp that we're going to try to put into effect with Murray.
Okay. It sounds
We're
good.
just waiting to get a little bit closer to make sure we're going to have enough water.
Right.
Like I say, when that river gets down to a certain point, the water falls off the end of those ramps, and you just can't use them.
Right. I understand. We have that same issue goes on up on this end of the Mississippi also. Another question he had was, do the barges use a CB radio, and if so, what channel do they use down there?
Yes, they do use a CB radio, and I believe they're on channel 17.
Channel 17.
I think the best bet is to scan. I always set mine on scan. So I don't really pay attention which ones are coming in. You got local barge traffic there that use a different channel than the commercial traffic running up and down the river.
Okay.
And the best thing to do is just set your radio on scan, and you can hear everything going on.
Okay. That sounds like a good deal. Well.
And we will have all of that at the captain's meeting. We will have all that info. We'll have everything in place. We're going to go over this stuff really thorough.
That's good. And then that's what it takes. Communication is everything. And the captain's meeting, it'll be set up for that. And you know, we're planning on doing 2 live shows down there. We're going to be down there Monday night. Doc and I are. And okay, Cindy has just pulled up a deal here on something where you can pull up and exactly how to get to that. It's on Mapbox, and it takes you right to the address to the boat ramp is Mud Island Drive, but it doesn't give a number. But anyhow, you can. It's very easy to find.
Yeah, that's what I don't know how there is an exact address on the ramp.
Yeah, it probably isn't. But once you get to Mud Island Drive, you either go one way or the other. I mean, it's just pretty basic.
Yeah, you got the Mud Island Drive, and you can only go south or you can go north.
Right.
If you go north, you go up to the north ramp, and if you go south, you go to the south ramp. You go through the gate. Actually, if you go south, you actually go inside of the park. And if you go north, you're not actually going inside of the park. You're just going up to the boat ramp. That's the only thing to the north. Is the boat ramp.
Okay. But I don't think it'd be hard to find. Like I say, from what I've seen on my Navionics maps and Google Earth, it looks like it'd be very simple to get to. And
and there's a lot of guys, that are going to make boat runs, 30, 40 mile upriver, 30, 40 mile downriver, and there's ramps scattered, that you can go, as far as your free fishing.
Right.
You don't want to run runs every day. You can go all the way. I would say as far as anybody would probably go would be up around the Ball Landing. And that's a really good ramp up there. If guys want to go up there and free fish, they can go, use that ramp. And as far south as the Tunica River Park in there, that's a good ramp. And I would say probably nobody will go much further south than that. There's some ramps, north and south that guys can go and use and free fish, so they don't have to make that long run every day if they're planning on making a run there tonight.
Well, let's face it, it's cheaper to operate your truck and pulling that boat than it is to operate the boat and go down the river. I mean, I enjoy the river, but it costs a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to ride along there, but it does cost a lot of money to operate them boats, and if you can save a couple of bucks, that way you can spend all you want on tournament day.
That's right. That's right.
We're at Bass Pro.
So we're gonna have a lot of great vendors set up. You know, they'll be setting up on Thursday evening and early Friday morning. There in the parking lot of the Bass Pro. Going to be all kind of good stuff for guys to look at and buy. Going to be tackle and rods, anchors, just all kind of stuff.
Justin
guys
Wolf.
Take some of their money, to buy some stuff.
Justin Wolf made a post on our YouTube chat that if you can't find Mud Island, you probably ain't got no business fishing down there.
Well, some people might be like me. I get lost.
Well, yeah, maybe I'll just follow Justin down.
There you go. Everybody might.
I don't want him making fun of me when we get there. Well, like I say, we're going to be doing 2 shows, and as it plans out to be, Doc and I will be down there Monday, and we're going to be set up someplace in the Pyramid, and then Chuck and Doc and I will be doing our live show out Thursday. I've talked to a bunch of people. I think it's going to be a really good time, and it won't be no hour-long deal. It'll be like when we go to Bass and More. We're going to be drug out for several hours, but it's always fun. And there's going to be a lot of good guys with some good information, and we'll try to run everybody in and out of there as fast as we can. But I think it'll be a blast, and I know we're really excited about getting down there. Cindy's just flopping at the jaws over here. She's had the truck part of her stuff either ready to go or stuff sitting by the door for a couple of weeks. And like I say, we kind of got the boat cleaned up, and it's sitting in front of my garage, so we can't park nobody but us here, so we just can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for everybody to get there. And I'll be in there with you that Monday, so I can answer a lot more questions, and hopefully everybody will be able to see me then. They'll have to do this phone deal. And,
that's exactly right.
I'll have a lot better idea then. I'll probably have it pretty much in stone if we're going to put that second ramp in use by that Monday. I mean, I pretty much predict the river 5 days out, and I'm pretty sure of what I'm going to do now. But like I say, I just don't want to. I don't want to say something and then not do it.
Right, I understand. And like I tried to explain to everybody, we've been talking about this for over a year now. Let's be a little patient. Get this first one done. Make the adjustments. The second one will be much better. But this one here is from not ever holding a tournament before, like you guys have never done, and since I had done them for 9 years, I think you've done a fantastic job, and I applaud you guys, all of you, you and everybody involved down there, for what's happening. You've come a long way. You started with nothing, and you've put this big deal together. So people just have to understand that things come up and things happen, but from the first time on, they just continually get better, and this is going to be a major event year after year after year.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, Lyle. And I want everybody to, know that we're absolutely doing 100% our best at this. And all we want is people to leave the event happy and feel like they got a fair shake. We are putting 100% of everything to come in back into this tournament, whether it be in prize money, whether it be in hiring help, whether it be in paying for stages, whether it be buying a boat, whatever. We have put 100% back into this tournament. Nobody's walking away with a dime. And there's a lot of free volunteers that come in to do this. And so, like I say, I just want everybody to leave happy and know that we have put 100% of our efforts into this tournament.
Yep. And that's I applaud you for that. I know how much work it is, and to do a show of this magnitude, it is unbelievable. But that's a great great place to have it done down there. Memphis is a great spot. It has to be. It's too big, too wide, too deep, too many fish, and above all things else, what people forget, it's got Bill Dance.
Yep, Mr. Bill will be at the event. In addition to this, he will be around there all week, hopping in and out. He will be at the captain's meeting. I'm going to have him, give a little speech there. He'll be doing some meet and greet, signing some stuff around the pyramid. So if you haven't ever had the chance to meet Bill, this is your chance to do that, and you won't ever meet a nicer guy ever. I promise you that.
Well, if you talk to him, see if you can set something up where he can sit in on the show with us for a little bit. I know everybody likes to listen to Bill. He's such a knowledgeable man, and he's such. I'm telling you, the day we had you and Bill on the show here a while back, before the show, he is the funniest guy that ever could be put in the front of the public, and he's sincere, and he loves the sport of fishing, and he's one of the greatest ambassadors to the sport of fishing that there's ever been.
And Bill, he made his bread and butter, through bass fishing. And catfishing is just something that, he's passionate about and he likes to do. And Bill doesn't make a dime off of catfish. And so the efforts he puts forward to do this, it's just remarkable to me that he cares this much about it. To give his time, his effort to help us the way he's helping us. He shows up at these little local events and fishes them and shows them support, where, he don't have to do that. He's Bill Dance and he don't have to do that, but he cares enough about it that he does do that.
And that's a true guy for the sport. I mean, like I say, I don't think anybody could ever say anything bad about Bill. Everything he does is strictly to improve the sport of fishing, whether it be catfishing or bass fishing or crappie fishing or saltwater fishing. Hell, he does it all. If there's a fish to be caught, Bill Dance is going to be on that baby now. That's just the way it is.
That's right. And while, Bill goes 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
And he's not a kid anymore.
He goes nonstop. He goes all over the country. I mean, he's filming. He has to film 39 shows a year. He's doing sponsor promotions nonstop. And for him to take the time to go get in the boat with me and fish a local tournament with 15, 20 boats in it is just phenomenal. Him making his appearances to try to help our sport grow.
Well,
it just blows me away. It's what he does for us.
There's no way that the fishing industry can ever thank him enough for everything he's done for all of us. I mean, and I'm sure that he's done very well for himself doing this over the years, but the fact of it is he did do it where a lot of other guys just sat there and fished tournaments and took money home and never give anything back, and that's all I've ever seen from Bill is the fact that he keeps giving back.
Yeah, that's my point. He doesn't have to do this. I mean, he's made his wealth, with fishing, and he could just be a no-show and never have to get out in the public eye, and he'd still be doing just fine.
That's exactly right.
And for him to get out and do the things he does, that just shows that he's passionate about it.
Yep, and we all thank him for everything he does. He's just amazing, and I can't wait to meet him in person. I never have, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But he's just a super guy. And
he's a hoot.
Oh, I guarantee it. I watched you guys' live feeds on when you all was bumping out on the river and stuff, and he will get on you a little bit if he needs to.
Oh yeah, he gets on me a lot.
Yeah. One day he was throwing you under the bus.
Oh, I mean, he'll get on me, a lot. Hey, I got it working.
Hey, George, we do have a question. How many boats are in it right now?
162.
162. Okay.
That in itself is a huge feat, George. It really is. It's just outstanding.
Well, I am back at my
You know, you have to click on that link again, probably because you're not in the show with us, but you, your camera evidently is on. That lady's made a difference. That's more than you had, isn't it?
It says waiting for people to join the video call.
We're already there. You started a new video call of your own.
Is that what I did?
Yeah. Unless you give them that link, there ain't nobody going to join you, buddy. I hate to tell you, you're there by yourself.
Well, I can sit here and talk to myself.
Yeah, heck yeah. Send Chuck that link. He'll talk to you. Hell, I'll talk to you when we get done here.
Okay. I sent an invitation to you.
Oh, man.
One of the guys just posted on YouTube and said, "This ought to be the greatest show on water."
You know, we've talked about this a number of times, Chuck and Doc. We've said many times this should be one of the greatest catfishing events ever. And you know, people just need to understand this is the first one, and once they get past this, they just keep getting better, and hopefully for years to come. It's kind of like Aaron Wheatley. What did Aaron say about the first Monsters on the Ohio? What did he say? He had 35 boats in it or something like that?
Yeah.
And
I think it was less than that.
it may have been less than that, but he's told it. And last year there's 180 some boats in that, and Aaron's done a wonderful job. And if they'll have a little bit of patience and get past this first one, it's going to be a blast. I mean, how can you get together with that many catfishermen and not have a good time? There's just no way.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun.
I think it's going to be just. I just think it's going to be awesome.
I do too. And you know, you've went out to these motels and talked to these people, and the lady that's at the motel that we're staying at, I visited with her, and she is the nicest lady that you could ever imagine. And these people in that community are excited about this, just like they are in Owensboro when they have the monsters down there. Everybody's excited that all these people are bringing their boats and they're coming to Memphis, you know, and it ain't like there ain't other stuff to do at Memphis, but we're going down there to catch fish, and they love it.
God, and you know, there's all kind of stuff to do. I know I checked the hotel reservations last week, and 80%, she told me 80% of the people that have made reservations for 7 days.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
For the city, and we booked 67 rooms in the big Cypress Lodge in the Pyramid.
That are filled.
That is, and that's not a cheap place to stay. I mean, that's a pretty high dollar place to stay. But
Yes, sir.
people are excited.
Wow.
And to book 67 rooms in there, I mean, Bass Pro was pretty blown away about that. So I think year two, a lot of these sponsors are going to be willing to, you know, come on with more, make the tournament bigger, make things easier for us to set things up. We put some good numbers together, you know, for them this year, and so if we can get this thing off and make it go smooth, there's nothing on what we may be looking at for year two.
Oh, I agree 100%. And you know, if you'll let me go ahead and pay my entry early to get into spot number 1, I'll just pay you while we're down there.
Well, I don't know exactly. We're going to have a big conference after the tournament. We're all going to take a deep breath and maybe go on vacation a week after it's over. But
I'm thinking you're probably going to need a drink.
yeah, well, I've already got that set up for Saturday night. I'm still alive. I'm going to go buy somewhere. I'm going to take a big deep breath.
Yep, I agree. You know, now something else that these motels and stuff, they didn't realize ahead of time that a lot of us, like Doc and I, we're staying Saturday night. You know, I'm not going to fish all day out there, be up 3 o'clock in the morning, and then drive 6 hours or whatever it is back home. We're just going to spend the night there Saturday night, get up and leave Sunday morning.
Oh yeah, I would say probably 90% of the deal is staying Saturday night. And
That's
you know, a
wise.
lot of the people that are staying over at the Clarion, they have what's called the Double J Bar and Grill. And it's a happening place, and man, I mean, they got some good food in there, and they're waiting for us to show up. They're going to be taking care of us in that place.
Yeah, that's the lady I was talking about, and while I'm thinking about it, I did mention this last week, and I'm going to mention it again. Anybody that has a spare generator that they can take down there, I'm going to be taking one. But anybody else that has one, they're going to have 80 boats at the Clarion, and they don't have 80 plug-ins. You can't piggyback 80 plug-ins off of that. So if you have any, you're more than welcome to bring them down there, and they will have security down there 24 hours a day to make sure nothing happens to them. I'm going to chain mine up to something. Doesn't really matter what it is as long as they can't walk away with it, but she said there will be no worries. People will be there to make sure that nothing happens to your product, your personal items, and I don't know how many can plug in off of mine. It's not that they draw so much electricity off a generator, it's just that they're only got so many plug-ins. But like I say, we will have ours down there, and anybody that needs a plug-in, of course, will be welcome to it. Just don't unplug mine to hook yours up.
Yeah, we encourage anybody that can bring a generator to bring a generator. That many boats, like you say, they're going to do everything in their power to have power for everybody. But
Right.
You can only handle so many. And we do have security hired the entire week, so you don't have to worry about your personal belongings. Leave your boat out there. You can leave your stuff, and you're not going to have anybody messing with it. Like I say, if anybody can bring a generator, they're welcome to. We encourage that.
I'm sorry, George, I got sidelined here. I can't see the chat that's on YouTube. I have it up, but it's not showing up on my computer, and Cindy's trying to keep me updated on them, and I can't remember them and read them and listen to you, so I pulled a boner there, but if you'd repeat that, I'd appreciate it.
I'm just saying that we encourage anybody bring a generator if they can, because that many boats at one location, they're going to do everything they can to provide power for people.
Right.
But, that's a lot of
Oh, it is. It is. And
and we've got security hired every night this entire week, so they don't have to worry about this stuff.
Exactly.
One more thing people have to worry about.
It's going to be a great time, and these motels and different places are doing everything they can to keep things from happening and going on, and I think that'll be fine. And like I say, a generator puts out enough power that little battery chargers that's only drawing a few amps, you'll never use the amount of power that the generator puts out. Having enough plug-ins will be more of an issue than anything.
Right.
Someone was asking on the chat, Cindy just told me, that wants to know if there's a boat repair center down there you can take stuff to that's going to be ready and know that all of us are coming down there in case someone has an issue.
Yes, matter of fact, at the Clarion, right across the road is Big River Marine.
Right across the road from the Clarion is Big River Marine. That's awesome.
Yes. He is Bill. He is my boat sponsor, Bill Barnett is his name.
Okay.
And he is just, you can look outside and see his facility right across the road there.
That's
and so
good.
he'll be there, and also the Bass Pro itself. At the Pyramid, they have a boat center there to work on boats.
Okay, good.
So,
Several years ago we had a tournament in Jeff City, and the Columbia Bass Pro Shop there donated several $100 certificate, or not for product, but for repairs. In case down the road you have problems, you can take that certificate in there and get your boat worked on. and they brought a boat over like the one that you're giving away down there and displayed it at the tournament. It was outstanding, and you know, Bass Pro does a lot for our sport, and even though they are specifically bass pro shops and they do a lot for crappie fishing and everything, it is excellent to see them step up and get in the catfishing world the way they have, and we're all thrilled about them being a part of your event.
Yeah, and I felt it was just pretty awesome that they, they let some competitors, set up booths, in their parking lot. I thought that was just pretty phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Just bringing everybody together like that.
Hey, George, what's
One stuff in the parking lot that Bass Pro don't have in the store.
That's right.
And they were willing to do that, so I thought that was great.
That's great for the sport. What do you got, Chuck?
I got a message. Somebody wants to know, when is the latest that you're allowed to enter?
That Leslie has that. I think that it is 6 o'clock on the night.
6 o'clock. Okay.
I think it is 6 o'clock on the night. We're not going to, a whole bunch of people run in the captain's meeting and trying to interrupt, and we're trying to run things. So I think she has put a deadline on that at 6 o'clock on the night. We want her to make sure, because she has some answers I don't have. I want her to tonight, because she couldn't make it. She's actually at a going away party, so she couldn't make it. But a lot of times she has the right answer and I have the wrong one.
That's kind of a female thing, isn't it? If there's ever an answer and you're not sure of it, they got it.
Oh, yeah.
They got it. Yeah, I'll never say that again, Cindy. You'll never have to worry about ever hearing that again. And I wouldn't have said it with you sitting here if I hadn't needed to say it.
Everybody heard that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I hate to admit it, but it's true sometimes. It really is.
For anybody out there that's on the chat, give me some questions. I want to answer. This is opportunity right now to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got one for you, George. Where is the captain's meeting at?
Captain's meeting is at Ducks Unlimited banquet room on the second floor of the pyramid.
Okay. So.
Captain's meeting is going to be inside the pyramid. The Ducks Unlimited.
And that's Friday night.
And it's Friday night at 6:30.
Okay.
Man, that is going to be packed.
Is this captain's meeting, does it have anything to do with a dinner or anything, George?
No, we're not going to do a dinner, just because we just didn't have time to get it set up.
Right.
It would be too chaotic up there. We wanted to get this one under our belt before we try to throw too much in on the captain's meeting.
Yeah.
Next year we'll just see how this one goes. As far as room, as far as how many people show up, and then we can get an idea of the space we have available. I'd love to do a dinner next year. Now that Bass Pro has a couple of restaurants in it that guys can go eat at. And we'll have some drinks and stuff, some water, things like that there at the captain's meeting. We won't leave them completely dry.
Water. We're going to have so much fun down there. It's just unbelievable. I just, George, I know how much work you put in this. You and I have been talking about this, messaging back and forth for over a year. This is going to be a great event. It's going to keep growing every year, and it's just going to be outstanding. Now, any of you guys that's in chat that have any questions for George, now's the time while he's still on here to get them to us so we can figure out to get you an answer from the man himself. So if you've got any more questions in chat, lay it on us and let's get to them.
Okay, I've got one. I just got one on my phone. It's George. One of the guys is wanting to know, as far as a newbie being on the Mississippi River, what does he want? What is your advice for them? What do they need to do?
you said this is the first time on the Mississippi.
Yeah, I've got some guys that this is their first trip to the Mississippi River, so they're saying what are they expecting to see?
Well, like I tell everybody, the first and foremost thing when you pull up there, just have it in your mind that you're going to respect the river, and I say that with any river, not just the Mississippi.
Yeah, even with us guys that have been on rivers for years, it's just you have to have respect.
When you pull up to a new place, just know in your mind you're going to respect that river. You're going to pull out into that river with caution. That's what you're going to have caution on your mind. Not just going to pull out there and barrel down the river, but just pull out there with caution. Watch the barge traffic. Look for those barges and just use common sense. Stay away from the barges. And a good idea is to look at your maps, figure out where the dikes are on the river, look at your buoy markers, and know where you can run the river. But it's basically no different than going on the Ohio River or the Tennessee River. It's just a little bit bigger. But that's the whole thing is safety and just being aware of your surroundings and taking your time and just use common sense and don't get in a hurry. And as far as fishing the river, like I said earlier, very seldom do I ever go out in the main channel of the river to fish. Just look for your slower current areas, along the banks. I like to go below, sandbars on the outside bend. The river, the current will be shooting toward the inside bend, coming around the curve, and normally all the sand, will be, 1 mile an hour current, slower current. You'll have deep shelves off those sandbars, and that's a terrific place to fish. And in the fall of the year, this time of year, the fish are up there. A lot of bait fish are up on those sandbars. A lot of mussels are up on those sandbars. But when you get out of the buoy line, caution of where you're at. But I would say 90% of your fishing will be done outside of those buoy lines. It's probably wouldn't be wise to go out in the main channel of the river and throw an anchor. I wouldn't advise that to anybody. Most veteran out there, I wouldn't advise that for anybody. When the Mississippi River is throwing anchor out in the main channel in barge traffic.
Yeah.
We have a guy in chat that wanted to know about, again, something we've talked about is about the plug-ins at the Clarion, and they do have electrical outlets there, but they don't have enough for all the boats, so there's going to be guys bringing generators. Again, if you have one, bring it. If not, you'll have to talk to somebody to be able to use theirs. I know we're taking one, so there you go.
I think they have logs out where we'll be parking the boats. I've been over and I've looked at it several times. They have these light poles out there that have receptacles on them. And Angela is actually buying splitters to come off those light poles.
Right.
Where you can plug in 12 outlets. I think they have like 4 of those, and then she will run some extension cords outside the building. Several plug-ins, but like I say, it's always safe to bring a generator.
Right.
So you don't want people out there. I have no place to hook up, and we don't want people out there fighting and arguing who's going to hook up.
Okay, I got a message here on Facebook from Cliff Miller. He's coming down to the tournament, and he wants to know, could there be any weather that could affect the plans of having the tournament?
We're going to be kind of like the male.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. We're going down there to fish, and we're going to fish.
Right now, the extended forecast is beautiful.
Exactly.
88 degrees and sunshine the day of the tournament. Mid to upper 80s the whole week of the tournament. Anything's subject to change, but knock on wood, right now we're looking good.
Yep, I agree. I've been watching that twice a day, morning and evening, every night, and it appears that the river down there has been dropping pretty good, and now it's either going to level off or for this weekend maybe level off or be on a very, very, very slight rise. If it'll stay like that, it'll be awesome.
Right. That you know, the forecast on it, I'm going to predict 7 foot. That's my prediction. Me and Bill kind of got a little bet going, but that's my prediction is 7 foot, and that's a terrific river stage. Like I say, I mean it's good at all stages. The higher it gets, you know, just do like you would do any river, follow the fish in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has there been any
There you
fog
go.
on the river? George, has there
Doc
been
wants
any
to know if
fog?
there's-
Has there been any fog?
I can't hear you.
He wants to know if there's been any fog on the river, George, in the mornings.
No, we don't have a fog issue at Memphis. I mean, you know, I say that and we'll have a big fog bank, but I've never seen fog on the river Memphis.
Good.
Okay.
I've never seen. Now I'm saying, you know, big, you know, a foggy day. I'm talking about as far as the river creating a fog bank. I've never seen that.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Anybody else got any questions in chat for George while he's on here? We want to get them all cleared up while we have the chance. So let's get them out here.
Justin Wolf says, I'm never going to get any sleep with all these generators running.
Suck it up, big boys. All I can tell you.
Hey, I've got guys telling me they're going to just sleep in their trucks over at the boat ramp.
Oh man.
I was up there. I said, y'all got more stamina than I got.
Well, I got to tell you.
You're welcome to sleep wherever you want.
Yeah, I'm a little bit too old for that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
I gotta have a bed.
I'll put this out there.
Hey,
I'll put this
George,
out
Hey.
what's the gas prices down there right now?
About 210.
210? Okay.
About 210. About what they're average.
Yes.
You know, give or take where you go, but probably average of 210 on them.
They're going to make somebody just posted on there, the gas company going to make a fortune that weekend.
Yeah. Now there's a marina there inside of Mud Island. They have ethanol gas right there at the marina. You're going to pay a little bit more, you know, for the gas at the marina, but you know, if you can give those guys a little bit of business, that'd be great. Like show them, you know, they've never seen anything this big come to Memphis, so maybe, you know, we show them a little bit of support. We might get them involved on year 2.
Absolutely.
Copy that. We got another question. It said, from Barton Ball, it said, is it okay to have a net in the boat to get bait fish before we start?
Yes, you can have a throw net in your boat anytime. There's no rules against throw nets.
So we can get bait once we get out there and launch. As long as we're fishing for bait, we're okay. Don't be fishing for no catfish, but be fish. You can get the bait.
You can have your throw nets. You can have your skip and jack poles. You can fish for bait or how you want to fish for them. You net a catfish and that throw net, you better be throwing him back in the river.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I'm excited.
Lyle,
Sir.
I want to put this out there. We got some guys that are actually, you're free to do this, and we'll go over this on the next show, and I'll go over this at the captain meeting too. We have some guys that are going to have their boat already launched into harbor because there's a marina there. Some of the guys are actually going to leave their boat in that marina. And I welcome anybody that wants to do that. That just makes the boat launch go faster if the boats are already in the river. But those guys that are doing that still have to come to the dock and the ramp there for us to do a live well check.
Glad to hear that.
But they're more than welcome. If they want to leave their boats in the water, you know, all week or night before, I don't care. They're welcome to do that, but they still have to get a live well check.
Right, and then that's a good idea. I think that live well checks should be done at all tournaments. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but it's something that needs to be done, and I'm glad that you guys are doing that. And you're right. If there is a bunch of people that want to leave their boats in the water there, that will help the amount of time it takes to get boats launched out. So.
Right, and that just helps us. You know, we got no problem with that whatsoever, as long as they come and get their live well checked and you know, get signed off. They're good to go. You know, let's steer boats in the way, you know, in the launch line.
Right, and that speeds things up a little bit.
Also, want to put this out there, and this is something we'll go over strongly at the captain's meeting. You know, the launch will start at 3 a.m. And, you know, this is just a good Samaritan deal. You know, guys, you know, everybody don't want to get up. But you can't have everybody show up at 9. So I'm encouraging guys to get up and get there and get in line. So if everybody, well, I'm just going to wait until 4:30 to get up and go down there at 5. Well, if everybody done that, we'd be still launching boats at 9 o'clock.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. Well,
and I
George,
don't
you know,
really know way to do that other than just tell the guys, hey, look, you know, you got to get up, you got to come down there and get in line. You got to get you guys in the water. You
know what it's like down at Owensboro when we show up down there. There's a line all the way to the big road. What is it, 2nd Street or whatever it is, and it'll be the same way down there. When you open that up for people to get in the water, they're going to be there, and the line will just keep getting longer and longer and longer because people can't wait. You know, they're excited. They want to get out in the water, and even if they got to sit there for a while, they'll do that.
Yeah, and I know they will, but I just, you know, I want to encourage and let everybody know we need them to get there. And, you know, and nothing I can do, you know, as far as they're going to have to wait. That's just part of the game when you got this many boats. I just need you guys to get there and get in line so we can get everybody. I want to have everybody in the water by 6:30. So everybody will have at least 30 minutes to get to their fishing spot.
Right.
Now,
good.
Now, the quicker you get there, the quicker you get to your fishing spot.
Cindy said people are wanting to know what the marina charges for leaving the boats in the water there.
Actually, and I don't know this for sure, but I think that he is not going to charge them anything. It's just going to be a tie-up deal. You know, you're not actually going to get a slot because they keep that marina pretty full as far as the boat slot. But what it's basically going to be is you can just come up there and tie your boat up to the top, and then it's all locked up, private. Security, you know, nobody will mess with anything. That's all private in there, so you don't have to worry about anything. I think that is what they told me. They're just going to allow people, and what they're hoping for is just to get some of their business in their marina, you know, their stores, selling ice and drinks and gas and things like that.
You know, I'd be interested in doing that too, as long as you get some bumpers in between everything where you don't get them all beat up.
Right, and Andy's the guy's name that runs that marina. He'll only allow so many people. He won't make it unsafe for your boats. However, he'll know how many he can let tie up, and once he reaches that, then he'll just say, we're full, we can't allow any more.
Right. That's good deal.
You know, it's an option. You know, that, I know several people that have already got plans to do that. They called and asked me, you know, heck yeah, man, get your boat in there the day before, and I don't have to mess with you in the way.
That's exactly right. Just pull up to the ramp, let somebody check the live well, and get your butt on down the river.
That's right. I've had some guys call me, well, you know, they're going to try to be first in line at 3 because they're going to leave. I mean, they're going to actually take off.
Are they?
Go camp out on their spot.
Crazy. Well, I mean, a few years ago I might have done that, but now if Doc wants to get up at 3 and run our boat down there and put it in, that's fine. I may sleep there an hour or two while he sits there and holds onto the rope.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Cindy, you said somebody's wanting to know if they have electrical plug-ins to charge your boats there at that marina when they're tied up.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
They do have.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And like that, that boat launch, I ask everybody to be orderly and have respect. Because one guy get out of the gamut the whole process.
Yeah, that's exactly right, George. It really is.
But everybody, listen at the captain's meeting. We'll have maps and everything we'll hand out, and you'll know what you're doing. Just listen to us, follow instructions, because it'll be a process, and everybody will have to stay in the action plan, stay in place, those boats moving.
So now,
right now we will have to put 4 boats in every 7 minutes to get us on time.
4 boats every 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And how many people can launch at a time? How many people can launch at a time down there?
Oh.
I'm sorry?
We can launch 4 at a time.
4 at a time.
We're gonna line 4 up, back 4 in the water, pull them out, line 4 more up, put them in the water. And that's what I'm saying, the importance of keeping that line orderly. Everybody do what they're supposed to do, because one guy can pull up, block traffic, and there we are, a jam.
That's right. That's 100% correct. But, we'll just have to work at it. Everybody have to get along and have a little patience, and we'll get through this, and it's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's the thing, when we start having tournaments of this magnitude, this many boats, this many people involved, it has to be, a lot more orderly than just, 30 boats showing up at a tournament on Saturday in Michigan.
That's exactly right.
Aaron Weekly has mastered this. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to follow in his footsteps and get this thing mastered so we can continue to do this every year and make it, better every time.
Well, Aaron does do a good job, and every year I see him up there on the ladder. He's checking live wells right along with his workers that help him, and it's just stuff you have to do, and there's a lot of things that you already know that you're going to have to do, and things that other guys are going to do. But like I say, it's going to be so much fun. I just I haven't had a good night's sleep in about a week. I know it's been 2 or 3 weeks for Doc. I'm not sure about Chuck. He works so much, we don't know if he's getting any sleep or not.
I'll just tell you, y'all's lucky it's been about 6 months for me.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has.
I tell you, when we first started this, I was thinking, if I can get 100 votes, that'd be awesome. First year, and I know it's going to be a lot of work, and, but I can handle 100 votes. Now looking at it, we're up to 162, and I kind of panicked.
Right. Yeah, in the first year, that's a ton of boats for the first year.
And we got more coming. I mean, I know of at least 10 more that are mailing in entry forms as we speak.
Mm-hmm. So
we're not done yet.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it, and I think Frank Neely says that it looks like we all need some coffee. Well, he can't see you, George, but I'm guessing he's talking about the 3 of us, and we probably do need some.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking Red Bull and coffee.
Red Bull and coffee. Wow, what a combo. Well, if the evenings at the motels prove to be what they are at nearly every other tournament, coffee will be the last thing on people's mind in the evenings when we're all sitting around outside shooting the bull.
Yeah, and I tell you, I've spent many a night over at the Clarion fishing tournament and just going over there fun fishing. I always stay at the Clarion. And that Double J Bar and Grill, I'm telling you, You know, we've got a good band in there. The owners of the place, they're right there inside the, you know, the real family-oriented kind of place. You know, everybody knows everybody, and I promise you will have a good time at Double J.
Well, good, good. That sounds like a good place for us to hit to eat and different things.
And he's going to take care of us. We want to block off a big section in there for just catfishermen. He's going to do that for us. I know some of the sponsors have actually set up dinners in there for their guys that are fishing the tournaments. And it's just a really good place. And I think everybody will really, really enjoy that Double J.
Oh, I'm sure so. I'm sure so. Well, we're excited about it. George, I think that's going to wind up all the questions we got for tonight. I appreciate you taking the time to join us on here and lining out a bunch of this stuff. There's going to be more questions, but by the time we all get down there Monday night, you'll have answers for those, and the ones that don't get them in Monday night, you can answer them there Friday at the captain's meeting, and we'll get this thing knocked out and catch some fish, and everybody's going to be happy and have a great time.
Well, that's the ultimate goal here, is for everybody to have a good time. We want every contestant that comes. We want him to leave happy. And you know, might be a few that don't, but I promise you, we're going to try our best to
That's
make
all
sure
you can
every
do.
person sees that event with a smile on their face.
That's right. That's all you can do is do your best, and they'll understand, and that's the way to work out. And it's going to be a great event. I'm just can't wait.
You know, sometimes catfishermen are you know, they're tough on it. I mean, that's a good thing, because that makes our sport better. And you know, I respect the guys that have tough questions. And you know, without those guys, really, you know, we just can't kick back and relax. You know, we gotta work hard, make things work, and make guys happy.
Well, now I'm going to read you something that come in on the chat. Like I say, I'm not being able to get the chat off of YouTube for whatever reason. But Cindy brought me her little computer out here, and Frank says that he's got us on a 60-inch TV. The whole family's watching. His kids are excited that he gets to fish with all of us, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. I get messages every day on Facebook with guys that are, you know, I get a few things, you know, guys, you know, not happy with, but I get way more messages from people that are just really excited and really can't wait to get down here, and they're just, you know, they're just blown away to get to come to an event like this.
Oh yeah, and we're getting all kinds of people saying thank you for doing this show. You've cleared up a lot of things on it for us, and that was the reason to have you on here, you know, and that's why we're going to have Aaron on here in a month or so. We want to get as much stuff cleared up to make it as easy transition when they get there as we possibly can.
Well, you know, my Facebook Messenger is open and you know, for questions, and I get them every day, and I try to answer every one of them the best I can, and I just want everybody to know that Messenger is always open. If you got a question, and if I don't get back to you immediately, I will get back to you. Sometimes it takes me a while to get through all of them. But I'm open, you know, for questions, and you know, to me, it's about communicating. You know, and I'm going to try my best to communicate with everybody.
Well, I think you've done a really, really good job, and I appreciate everything you do. We're going to make this as good a deal as we can. I think it'll be outstanding. I know that before you got in here, Chuck and Doc and I was talking about it, and we're going to have a blast down there.
That's what, you know, that's my ultimate goal every time I do the tournament. You know, catching fish is just a bonus.
That's right.
The rest of it is what I go for anymore. You know, getting to see everybody, getting to see the new product, getting to hear the latest, what's going on in the catfish world, seeing people that you never see, you know, other than an event, people you talk to all the time on Facebook, that you know, you really never get to
see them.
And this just allows all that to happen. And, you know, the camaraderie of these events, to me, is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Doc, you and Chuck got any other thing to visit with George about this evening?
No, he's pretty much answered everything I had. I've been monitoring this on YouTube chat, and you know, most of the questions were coming off of it, and we were getting right to them as they were coming up. So
That's good.
Well, I want to apologize for the computer failure on my end. I don't know what's going on. I had a computer whiz supposed to be here to help me with this, but he got sidetracked, couldn't make it.
Things happen.
I'm not no computer guy, so I couldn't figure
Yeah.
it out.
You know, things happen, and we'll get this done. I do want to mention one other thing. We would like to have the winner of the event on the following week, the following Monday, if they are set up to do the show with us for a few minutes. You know, if they're interested in doing that, they can message us here on Facebook or send us email to catfishweeklytv@gmail.com, or they can send us any of us personal messages or stuff. But it's always nice for the big events if we can get the winners on for an interview after the show.
you hear that, Chuck? You're going to be interviewing me and Lyle and Cindy. You know, he's already put that out there. So.
Lyle, I want to remind everybody on the night, starting at 1 o'clock, that's when our seminars will start over at the Bass Pro.
Okay.
We're going to have Larry Muse kicking it off at 1 o'clock. Then we'll have David Shipman and Natalie Wilbanks. Then we'll have Jeff Dodd. And then we'll have the Tennessee Wildlife Commission. They'll be going over a lot of river safety and boat safety, so guys can, you know, learn a lot right there, what they can expect on that river. And then we'll end it with the Darryl Jason Massengale.
Well, that's a heck of a lineup you got there, George.
These guys are going to try to make it a question and answer. So it'll be your opportunity, you know, to get some of your questions answered about, you know, techniques out on the river, and as far as what you know want to know as far as safety, just be your opportunity to get some good information from some very well respected guys that know a lot about their river.
And I know them guys. I've visited with them numerous times, and they'll all tell you the straight poop. You don't ever have to worry about getting any false information from any of them guys. Every one of them, if you ask them a direct question, they'll give you an answer.
That's right. And every one of them will hit on river safety too. And, so I think, you know, I know a lot of guys will still be out free fishing. I think you might learn more at those seminars than you will out on the river. So.
That's very possible. Now, this is Friday afternoon, starts at 1 o'clock.
Yes, okay. And our vendors, all of our sponsor vendors that will have booths set up, their booths will be open all day Friday and all day Saturday out in the parking lot. So if you're needing something from one of your companies, rods, tackle, whatever, there'll be a lot of those guys set up so you can, you know, purchase some stuff. And also inside the Bass Pro, you know, they'll have a lot of stuff in there that guys may need to pick up. So we'll have food vendors set up out in the parking lot, so if you want something to eat, drink, it'll all be right there for you.
And one thing I would like to mention to all the people that's down there, whether they're participants in the tournament or if they're just going to watch the weigh-in, please try and support these vendors and the people that are promoting this sport and this event. Those are the guys that makes it possible for us to all have these big events. And if they don't get the support from all of us, then it won't be something long for this world.
Absolutely, I mean, they're the sponsors are the people that make this happen. You know,
That's right.
We got to have they're number one. You know, without a doubt, we got to have the participants. But these sponsors do a lot to make sure we have these events, and we can show them all the respect we can and give them all. You know, that'd be great.
Yep, I agree. Well, George, thank you so much. We're going on a little over an hour and a half with this, and I think we've covered a lot of stuff, and I appreciate you being on the show with Chuck and Doc and I, and we're looking forward to seeing you Monday afternoon, a week from today.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to see you.
All right, buddy. Thanks again.
We'll see you down there, George.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, man. All right, bye. I hated to cut him off, guys, but my battery was just about dead.
Oh, on your phone?
On my phone, I was going to be running out pretty quick, and we was gonna lose him one way or the other. So I figured we'd close her out with a bang and get all the information we can. I couldn't get my charger to it because all the stuff that we had.
Hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was running low. I'm just thrilled about this whole event. I think it's going to be really a lot of fun, and I think everybody's going to have a great time down there. And like I said a while ago, none of us can wait really to get in down there. We're just going to go down there and have a good time. We'll probably all catch some fish and get her done.
Yep, have a good time. Just have a good time and be safe.
That's exactly right. Number one priority is nobody get involved in anything that's going to get you hurt or anything like that. And the three of us has got some projects we're going to work on down there, and I think that'll be a lot of fun too. And it's just going to be a great event. Chuck, have you got anything else to visit about tonight?
Yeah, the Alabama Catfish Trail, they decided on a date for their last tournament, and they got together with Hold'em Hook Catfish Tournament, Steve Dobbs out of the Decatur area, and they're going to have a joint tournament together. They're going to call it the Alabama Classic. It's going to be October 22nd from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be an $80 entry out of Waterfront Landing on Gunnersville Lake. And then Hold'em Hook Catfish Trail, they're going to be having a tournament. Their trail is going to be having a tournament on September 24th from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., $50 entry. If you got any questions, call Steve Dobbs, and he'll fill you in on any of it.
Good deal. I'm glad to see that they're still having tournaments in your area. That's very important to those areas that hold those great fish. All right, Doc, what do you got for us besides a tip of the week?
Ohio Hills Fishing Club had a tournament Saturday. First place, Willie and Stacy Smith, 109.2 pounds.
Wow.
Chad Ord, Todd Anderson, Noah Eblin, 77.8. That was second. Third was Matt and Zach. They had 51. Big Fish, Willie and Stacy, a 45.2 pound flathead.
Giant.
And there was also a 43 pound flathead. That was done by Matt and Zach. They were in third place. And then Willie had it looked like about a 35 pound blue along with that flathead. So, and want to give a shout out to Chris Saunders. He is the 2016 Angler of the Year for the Cabela's Trail. He is a member of the Ohio Hills Catfish Club. So, great job, Chris. Doc's tip for the night. Last Monday I wasn't on the show because I was too busy out gathering bait. And actually the bait I got this weekend, boy, they were just pounding it, but I just couldn't get any big fish in it. But one of the things I found, and I'll hold it up. Plano makes can you see that? Plano makes a Snell rig holder, and this thing is really nice. Comes with these are just plastic looking things, but as far as holding sabikis and all kinds of jigs, they've got all kinds of grooves and stuff in there, so you can get any configuration that you want without sticking yourself. You know, I always have trouble with if I go to undo a sabiki, I'll get it undone and then it'll flip off and it'll lay me in the wrist on one hand, and by the time I'm done, I've got both wrists are tied up in a sabiki and I'm bleeding all over the place, and it's not fun. So take a look at them. I believe I got these at Cabela's, but they're called Plano Snell Rig Holders. Real nice. They come in a box, and there's about there's 18 of them in there in a Plano box. So that's Doc's tip for the night.
A great one too, man. And them sabikis will flat stab you, and before you can get the first one out of you, you got another or two in your arm, and
Yeah.
You know, it's just a constant battle. They had the Cabela's tournament in Quincy, Illinois this weekend on the Mississippi River, and I know a lot of the guys that come over, Chris and Carl and a bunch of them come over and fish Quincy, Illinois, and got to fish the big river over here. And I know some of them had a good time, some of them didn't have a little tougher luck than others, but Ron and John King won that event. Father and son team, they also won it last year. I'm not sure if they got big fish last year or not, but they also got big fish this year over here. Two of the up-and-coming, really good guys of the sport, and they're tough competitors everywhere they go, and they've done an outstanding job. We're very proud of them, and congratulations to Chris on Angler of the Year. I don't have the results. I didn't get them sent to me on the Bruce Midkiff tournament, but I know Chuck Breedlove and his partner won that. And good luck. Thanks. You guys done an outstanding job. Caught some great fish over there. And 100 and some boats. That's a really good feat. I'm very happy for his partner. I don't have anything wrote down for the events because, as you know, we're all planning on heading to Memphis next week, and that is a priority event that we have going on. So I'm excited about getting there. We're working on stuff. I've got a few things to finish up here and put some new line on stuff and change reels around on rods and, you know, all the stuff that you do. And I'm really excited. Just remember, we're going to be at the Bass Pro Pyramid for a show Monday evening. We're also going to be, and I don't know what time it's going to start because I don't know for sure what time we're going to get there.
Yeah.
But we'll get it going, and if you guys want to be involved with that, stop on by and see us. We'll also be there Thursday, and these shows may or may not start a little earlier than normal, just on account of we've got so many people that wants to be involved with it. So we'll do the best we can to get everybody in there and in and out as quickly and easy as we can. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So stop in and see us while we're down there. And like I say, Chuck and Doc and I have a few little projects we're going to work on one afternoon, and I'll post those up when we get them done. I think that's about it for us tonight, isn't it, boys?
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, we had a great show with George tonight. See everybody down there in Memphis, Tennessee, the 10th, and probably before that for a few days. So for Chuck Davison and Doc Lang, I'm Lyle Stokes, and thanks so much for watching Catfish Weekly.